Greetings, YouTube. I always sing that. I don't know why.
That's a lot of info in the first 20 seconds.
What, of the video? Or the episode?
Exactly.
Say hello.
Yeah. No.
Well,
you cannot make me.
You've joined us for our pre-show, but I'm ready. So.
You said that last week, and we started, 3 times?
Yes, because I fucked it up. I've
Are
made
you
sure
doing
that's
a new
not going to
intro
happen.
today?
I know. I've made sure that's not going to happen today. I always learn the lesson from the last episode, but forget the lessons from the episodes prior to that.
Oh, Jayce in the Wheeled Warriors.
Ew. Right, so...
Garden of Evil. Day. There's a power in the world. Something. That's all I remember.
I don't remember any of the words. All I can remember is the smell of hairspray.
I remember there's a bit where I swear Dio's singing.
I know who sang it. So
Oh, it sounds like Dio for me, but I don't think it is.
it's not. Oh, spoilers. It's not.
Okay, well, let's not talk about it before the episode.
Well, this is just like, this is just for our friends here. Just through there.
Hang on.
What?
Auto-generated, and I just skipped to 3 minutes 15. And it says, "Oon would never desert his master. He has to. He has to. What? He has to be coming." This is auto-generated captions on YouTube.
Are you going to watch it while we do it?
No, sailor captain of the Pride of the Skies.
Sailor captain. He's not
These
just
are
a
too
captain.
good. Lance, thank you, if only the Lance. With a capital L.
Sounds dodgy.
Music.
Right, so should we start audio and clap like fools?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't sound convinced.
I'm tired today.
Yes. Let's put that to there. Right, I'm going to start my audio.
Oh yeah, hang on. Yes,
Yes? Sure?
I'm started.
Okay. Wait, what?
He-Man official.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Defender of the universe.
Let me just check that. Hang on.
Voltron. Oh, I heard that.
Yeah, you should be able to. Hang on, what?
Escape from the Garden of
Weird.
Eden.
Right, okay. Right. I have started recording. Right, count us in.
5, 4,
Dun,
3,
dun,
2,
dun.
1. Thunderbirds are go. Hey! No, it's okay. On my side, it was good. That was the only time we've done it on my end.
It's because I clapped 7 times. Good luck finding the right one.
It was the first one.
All right, so if I'm
Can't
ready
wait
and
to
you're
do that.
ready, are you ready? You haven't got a choice.
Bam.
Right, blah blah blah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, you ready? That's it. You pound that whiskey.
You're definitely whiskey.
Okay, I'm going to start us in 3, 2, 1. Greetings. Welcome to Serial Viewing. Welcome to the show. We will... Oh,
That was going so
that was
well.
going so well.
You don't have to replay the theme at all. Just
Yeah, I do.
go from now.
I do.
No, because then it's more editing for me.
Fine. Right. Shall I just count us in? And then I'll just start talking.
I'll do the whole Wayne's World.
Okay, go on.
5, 4, 3.
Greetings. Welcome to Serial Viewing, the show where we'll take you back in time to watch the shows, to listen. To what? What? The fuck am I talking about?
Start again. Okay, this time we're
fuck?
going to restart the recording.
Right, hang on. Blah, 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 blah.
I'm restarting my recording.
Okay. Shall I restart mine?
Yes, please.
You're probably a good idea.
I'm going to have to clap sync again.
Yeah, I thought that was all going way too well.
But also, you only play the theme for the YouTube audience.
I do.
But they've all watched it now.
That's
So-
true. You've seen it, yeah. So you don't need it.
No,
All right,
I'm being
fine.
lazy this week.
I'm recording.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That wasn't even close.
It was on mine. That's so weird.
That's fine.
All right, so you're going to count us in.
Yeah, sure. Okay. 5, 4, 3.
Greetings. Welcome to Serial Viewing, the show where we will take you back in time to watch the shows that you used to love. See if they stand the test of time, or if they're as bad as I suspect they may be. With me is Jeremy.
What's up?
What's up? How are you?
Was that hip enough for the 80s?
Word.
Word. On the street. Cocaine. Wait, what?
This week, we have watched, and we are going to talk about Jayce and the Wheeled Warriors. Released in 1985, it ran for a single season of 65 episodes. If you don't know, it's about a young man who leads a small band in search of his father whilst fighting the forces of Sorbos, using the various vehicles that they have. The heroes are a group of humans called the Lightning League, who drive white and silver vehicles with assorted weaponry, led by a teenager named Jayce, as Jayce in the Weird Warriors. They are fighting against an organic plant-based creatures called the Monster Minds, who travel via large green organic vines, which can grow in and across interstellar space, and sprout seeds that grow rapidly into further monster minds. They are led by the very first of the monster minds, Sorbos. If you would like to watch this episode with us, we watched the first one, episode 1, Escape from the Garden of Eden. Jeremy. Yes. The question that I always ask, the first question I ask, have you ever heard of Jayce and the Weird Warriors before?
The very first question is no, not at all.
Not even a little.
I feel like something was missing out of my life.
I remember them. That's a lie. I remember the name. But I don't think I've ever seen it or knew anything about it. I just knew it was a thing that existed.
Okay. I feel like it'd be quite difficult to forget.
Well, yeah. So, I'm sure you've got a lot to say about the theme song.
Well, if there has ever been a more 80s creation in all of human history, I don't think it would survive well versus Jayce and the Wheeled Warriors, especially that intro.
That intro, I could smell the hairspray coming off the screen as I listened to it. It's proper. Seriously,
we mentioned it in the pre-show. So if you want, go check that out on Serial Viewing /YouTube. That's not it.
YouTube/Serial Viewing. The link's on our website, Serial Viewing, or just search for Serial Viewing. You really should go check it out because it is the most guitar wailing, like holding a microphone really dynamically, screaming into the microphone, your hair flowing behind you, kind of stuff ever.
Like I said, think assless chaps.
Yes, assless chaps.
Think
bandanas, hairspray, big poofy hair, men in makeup.
Yes.
Singing into a microphone like you're trying to give it head.
Mm-hmm.
That's
like it sounded to me like Ronnie James Dio doing the voice, doing some of the singing, but some of it didn't. But it was interesting. It sounded like it had a lot of money put into it, which is, I feel like, a bit of a theme in this show. This is the impression I got, that it was a lot of money.
Really?
I got the impression that it was very corporate, and it was
Yes.
very, very much they were making it and putting the money into it as much as they could to make as much money, basically.
Well,
They're investing.
just to give you some background on this episode, there were 65 and we
Yes.
watched the very first one. So this is the origin story. Kind of. It is, but it's quite weak.
I feel like out of all the shows we've watched, this is the most origin story we've had.
The most originist.
Yeah.
So the premise behind all of this is that Jayce's dad, Auric, has created, or he's trying to doing experiments to create a plant that will end universal hunger, because they mentioned several galaxies, and he succeeds. But just as his moment of triumph, radiation, that old culprit, radiation shows up and randomly mutates his plant into the monster minds, who are these weird plant creatures
With brains.
with brains, led by the first one for some reason called Sorbos. I don't know why.
Did he name himself Sorbas? As a way of like, I'm going to give myself this name for my plant brethren in an act of defiance.
Come, Daffodil. Come, Marigold. So Auric's servant, Un, we'll get to him, he steals one half of a root or something and runs away and goes and finds Jayce, and the monster minds want to destroy the root for reasons, I think.
I did write down on my notes, did he say root?
I think, yeah, because I think they said that if they put the two bits of root together, the monster's minds will be destroyed. That's all you're getting, people. This is as good as it gets.
Yeah.
So yeah, Un runs off and finds Jayce, and then there's a fight, and they escape on a spaceship, and that's it.
Shall we describe
Un is a robot, I'm assuming. Yeah, he must be a robot because he fell apart. He's probably about 3 foot tall and looks like a little knight with a magic lance. It's not just a lance, it's a magic lance. It doesn't do anything magic, but it is one, apparently.
What was your opinion of Un?
Do you know what? I first saw Un and I thought, oh, here we go. Here's my Schnarf. Here's my Uni from Dungeons & Dragons. Here's my annoying side character who's only put in there to be cute and funny. And I was immediately annoyed. But I actually quite liked Un.
Yeah, me too.
He wasn't...
Yeah.
I don't know, he wasn't as schmaltzy as I was expecting him to be. That one, like I say, one of the other characters is called Flora, who was also created from a plant but has psychic powers and flies around on a fish.
Oh, is that supposedly the Jayce's sister? She's not really his sister.
No,
but
so I think she is more the comedy relief.
Not irritating.
She is really irritating, but yeah. So I liked it.
But so did I. Yeah, and he reminded me of what's his face from Final Fantasy IX. A little bit.
Seth.
Yeah.
With the pointy hat.
Yes.
God, I can't believe I remembered that.
See his face. Oh, he's amazing. He's the best character. He's so cute.
There's also
be that.
I've forgotten his name. The old man. There's an old man who's got magical powers that seem to
the wizard.
Yeah, they seem to work when he wants them to work,
Merlin.
but doesn't other times. He's a bit inconsistent, and he's a pathological liar, is what I learned from this episode.
Wait, what?
He's a pathological liar. He lies. That's what he does.
Oh, yes, sorry. Yes, he did lie. He did have a big lie.
Yes, a couple of them.
Um,
And then there is possibly...
Gillian.
That's it. And I'm not sure if this is the greatest name I've ever heard or the worst name I've ever heard. We've got Herc Stormsailor.
Oh, yes.
Who is the... he's the Han Solo of the story, in that he's the captain of a dilapidated ship who's down on his luck, gets lied to, tricked, and then hangs around for reasons in his spaceship that looks a lot like an actual ship, a sailing ship.
Well, you got to. But to be fair, he wants his money.
He does want his money. Do you know, I didn't have a problem with him really, apart from looking like Han Solo, sounding like Han Solo, and being Han Solo.
The Wikipedia article says a mercenary who is a proud owner and pilot of the space barge, the Pride of the Skies, too.
That's the Pride of the Skies.
He used to have a close relationship with Pirate Queen Morgana. Spoilers.
I bet he did.
And it is implied he was a member of a pirate guild.
Yes.
He was once an intergalactic commando before he quit. He was largely modelled after Han Solo.
Hey, see, there you go. Funny that.
Yes. Yes, he did give me those vibes as well, especially the way they got onto the ship. But we'll get to that.
So this show was paid for by Mattel.
Right.
It was a vehicle to help sell their Wheeled Warriors toy line.
Wheeled vehicles.
Yes. We need to talk about the vehicles because they are supposed to be like the big features of the show.
Yeah.
They are there. That's the whole point of this show, is to highlight the vehicles and show how cool they are and stuff like that. So the idea behind the toy was that they were called Stack and Attack, in that you got your basic shell and you could swap bits between them. So you could get your gun from this one, and you could buy packs, weapon packs and stuff, and you could swap around, and they were customizable. That's highlighted in the opening credits, where the gun launches off one of them and then just randomly flies with a jet and lands on the other one because of magic, apparently. Mm-hmm. It didn't actually do very well, and by the time the show came out, the toy line had already been discontinued.
Oh damn!
So it did nothing. It did absolutely nothing.
Like 65 episodes before they released one.
I don't know. I don't know how they did it. I don't know if they cranked them out or they did one at a time, but it was already done.
Yes.
So this is I think when we watched Brave Star, when we did the watch along for Brave Star, I said I think this is one of the earliest ones, or one of the first ones we watched where it was done to sell toys. Now I don't have a direct proof on that, but this one is firmly, it only exists because of Mattel.
It seems that way.
Yeah.
Like it feels that way when you're watching it.
The tagline for the toys was "Monster Minds Gone Mad, Lightning League to the rescue." And that was it. That's all of the storyline that the toys had with them. Until the show came out, there was nothing.
That might have just been poor, marketing.
Yeah.
On corporate end, if they'd released them that early, but had the show in the bag ready to promote it. Sounds like bad planning.
There were little characters included with the cars, but for the humans, they were just blank white human drivers. There was just white plastic. There was nothing to them, and then there were green brains for the monster mind. It wasn't until the show had been, it was already been started. They'd already got into the story and everything down. They actually planned to go back and redo some of those figures to represent people from the show, but by the time they got round to it, it was a done deal. It was done. There was nothing to it. So we don't know. It might have had a good impact on the sales, but they had already tanked. But all right, so the cars. There are 5 or 6 cars on the good guy side, and there's I think there's probably half a dozen again on the bad guys.
I think there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I only got the name of one of them, which is the car that Jayce gets. Is now his car, and it's called Armed Force, which is a bad name.
I've got all of the names here. So Armed Force is Jayce's.
Yep.
Drill Sergeant is a 2-seater one, and I think that was the one.
That's the one that Flora. That's the one Flora drives in the opening credits. Yeah, because
Quick Draw is the one that Gillian is in. The wizard.
Yeah.
And then there's more, but we didn't see them in this episode. But apparently there's one that Spike Trike Herc pilots.
That's
Trailblazers, I think.
Trailblazers is the big one that walks. It's the wheeled warrior with no wheels.
Yes. And then there's apparently a battle base, but I don't think.
That's in the show. That's what they put on top of the Pride whatever it is, the spaceship, and it becomes the
yes.
bridge. Now, personally, as a small business owner, I would be annoyed if my client just replaced my bridge.
Yeah.
So,
Very true.
what did you think of the cars? What did you think of the vehicles? And
Once
and
again,
further than that, what did you that extends to the toy line, because the toy line were these vehicles.
I've not seen any of the toys, but they look like construction cars to me, just painted different colors. But once again, bad guys are cooler than good guys in what they create.
Relatively, yes.
I just think that all of them looked slightly cooler, and they had cooler color schemes. They do have names. Apparently, you got Saw Troopers, Gun Troopers, Terror Troopers, KO Troopers, and Beast Walkers.
Yep.
So not massively informative.
I mean, it might be one of the reasons that it failed is that they're just not very interesting.
No,
I know they're supposed to be white and whatever the color was, but they just look beige. They look magnolia,
yeah.
and they're just not cool. I mean, Jayce's is this little boxy thing, and it's just they're not cool. They weren't cool.
When did this come out? 1985. So we were in the mid of the 80s,
Yeah.
right? So the toys I assume would have come out probably early 85, if not 84.
It would have been. I think it's 83 to 84.
In that case, we're in the height of like 80s. So either go full metal and buzzsaws and stuff, or go like neon and like put like loads of colors and like lights on them and stuff.
It
That
does.
would have been...
Yeah.
I get what you mean. They're really, really boring to
Yeah.
look at. That's why the bad guy ones are cooler, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, because there's something to them, but
yeah,
and because you've got the mix of the vehicles, but with some organic bits coming off of them.
yes.
It's never
The
explained
concept was an interesting one.
why Sawboss, the bad guy, he doesn't turn into a car, but why moments after he's created does he turn his followers into vehicles? Why? Why not airplanes, or just leave them as giant plant monsters? I think there's a drop. There's a drop in there's a drop in there. There's no answer to it. It's just because we needed it to do this.
Yeah, the plant-based section was a little strange, and the only way I could justify it with them adding the radiation and everything in was that they were making a slight hint at global warming. Like a really backwards thing, but like humans interfere with plants and therefore plants go bad.
I think it's just Godzilla. It's just what happened?
Yeah,
radiation. Radiation happened.
Plus, height of the Cold War in the 80s,
Yep.
so everybody knows about radiation.
Yeah.
Kids know about radiation.
Did you pick up? So, Auric, Jayce's dad, he's doing these experiments, which he's really confident about, obviously, that he feels the need to park himself in a completely different galaxy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's taking health and safety too far. Obviously not far enough in this case, but really?
Isn't there something about a supernova? Maybe I missed that.
I think you may have made that up.
Wrong.
So it all happens. The radiation happens, and the Sawboss and all the plants start mutating.
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything. And he immediately he's not spoken to them. Literally nothing's happened. They've just mutated, and he goes, runs! The monster minds are ruthless. How would you know? Open a dialogue, man.
Yeah, you've just created a new life form, and immediately you're scared of them. That is not a good pace to set. The supernova was what spewed out the radiation, which is not quite right. It would just kill him.
Yeah.
Hate to be a bearer of bad news and
so
for Jason the Weird Warrior, but that's just not realistic.
So Gillian, the old bloke, Gandalf, he's a mechanic and a magician apparently, and a liar. Did I mention that? He was annoying, but
yes.
So he gives Jayce a magic ring. because that's what.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So. So the Lightning League will be reborn, and whoever has this ring is going to lead it. And he gives the ring to Jayce, and Jayce puts it on, and he goes, oh, and it makes a noise or buzzes or something. And he goes, oh, that's it, it makes a noise and flashes. And he actually says, it's though it is telling me I'll be able to lead us. Right. They just, yeah.
I feel like that whole entire section, there was like whole 5 minutes of the 20-minute show that was just exposition and building up. Like...
It was bad exposition.
Yeah.
And
very bad.
If this is called, it's called Jayce and the Word Warriors, the amount of times they say the Lightning League, why is it not called Jayce of the Lightning League?
I know. Yeah, I thought that because they're the Lightning League, and we'd never heard anything about the Lightning League,
no.
or he was meant to lead this league. Like if that's like calling the Avengers, like Captain America and a bunch of superheroes.
Yeah, it's. I know some thought went into this because of some of the trivia later, but it just feels like somebody went, we need a cartoon show for the toys. Well, what happened? I don't know, radiation. They're, I don't know.
Plant zombies.
Yeah. Well, how do they do that? Oh, give them some magic.
They turn into cars.
It feels like a really lazy corporate meeting where someone went, I don't care, just give them where's the magic? Give them a ring. A ring, brilliant, we'll do that. Okay. Well, okay, we need something for the girls. I don't know, give them Flora, who likes animals and plants. Girls like plants. There you go, we'll have that one.
Wow, they were... Sorry, I'm getting ahead of everything just looking at the Wikipedia article, but they were, like, releasing them every day.
Yes, yeah, they did.
Jeez.
And I think that's because they had made them, but
network?
Yeah, they were just trying to recoup some cost from them somehow because it was already a dead project. The toys were already done. There was no reason for this thing to exist.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So essentially there's a story arc where he tries to get back to meet up with his father, and Sawboss tries to get the root, and they have little adventures and meet other characters, and that's it, really. I'd say that I'm being unkind. Well. But yeah, there's not a lot to them. Right, I've got a bit of trivia for you.
Okay.
And his name was in the credits, but I don't know if you actually watched the credits. Do you know who the primary writer of this was?
No.
No. Do you recognise the name J. Michael Straczynski?
Oh yes, sorry, I did know that, and I've heard the Straczynski before. Something.
You will know him.
Big.
I mean, he wrote a lot of stuff, but you will know him from Babylon 5.
There we go. Yes, I have seen his name there.
Yeah, he is a really good writer.
Yes.
This was a French-Canadian product originally called, and again, as I'd always do, I apologise for my butchering the language, Jayce et les Concurrents. There you go. So, Concurrents de Lumière, so Conquerors of the Light, I'm assuming. And it was produced by Deek Audiovisual, but it was actually animated by the bunch of Japanese studios, which I kind of figured when I watched it because of the laser effects. Did you notice the laser? That's a really Japanese way.
Very Transformers.
Yeah.
As well.
And I like
a lot
that.
Of the sound effects they use.
I like that style of animating lasers, I guess.
Like where it kind of like, you mean like it kind of goes up to the side and pushes forward?
Yes,
so like,
and it's like very often not a solid beam. There's like bits to it.
And they kind of like twist around. And sort of,
it's cool.
They're very liquid lasers.
So most of the episodes were written by a pair of French writers, Jean Charlepin and Haskell Barkin. There was a whole bunch of other writers at Deek, including Straczynski. He wrote about a quarter of the episodes in total, attempting, in his words, to hijack a dopey concept and make it into something more.
Fair. Yeah, okay.
So
seems accurate.
Well done.
Well said.
Yeah. The theme song. Now, do you know the name Haim Saban?
Haim Saban.
Mm-hmm.
No.
No, Power Rangers.
Right.
Saban.
What?
Power Rangers. He made Power Rangers.
What, the theme song?
No, the show.
Oh, right, okay.
So
Wow, okay. So you made
Haim
Power
Saban
Rangers-
and Shuki Levy did the. They wrote the songs, and Shuki Levy performed it. So it's actually one of the. It's people in the industry probably went, yeah, I could do that. I could crank you out. Yeah, no, I'll crank you out a theme song.
I know how to sing 80s.
There was so I said there was no backstory. They were planning to carry on. There was going to be more episodes, but they didn't bother once it stalled.
Yeah. Probably a
According
good
to
idea.
Straczynski in a later interview, they were actually planning a movie. It had been commissioned and written, mostly written, but never go for. They were trying to emulate the Transformers movie. How they thought they were going to get anywhere near that level of success with this crappy toys.
I don't know, but to be fair, I feel like not with the success of the toys or anything, but it sounds like more of an interesting concept that could be explained better in a movie rather than a TV show.
Yeah, because it's all.
And I feel that may have grossed more than the actual TV show altogether.
If they'd have taken more time on the setup, if they maybe stretch the origin over a couple of episodes, because this just feels, as we said earlier, it just feels rushed, and like no one's really interested, and it's like, pff, yeah, we'll do that.
Like the whole story of him trying to find his dad, I could see, and like, you know, a weird plant thing stopping him with like wizards, and like you've got everything you need to make it a decent, you know, an average story. I'd see that, you know, I reckon it'd be a cult classic.
Well,
if they made it into a movie.
One of the first things I wrote down was another one searching for his father.
Well, yeah,
because that's a common trope, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's a decent idea. I think.
Yeah.
I didn't like the characters. Jayce was annoying. Flora was obvious. I don't know what Flora was. Gillian was a lying old fart who was just there. He was an exposition machine. Oon was great.
Jayce was a spoiled brat.
Oh, he was awful.
I think Herc for me was a bit too obvious.
Yeah.
Not that he was obviously Han Solo, but he was just too one-dimensional. He was that guy, and which is okay because it is a kids show, and we've spoken about that before. It's quite stereotypical. But Gillian was just Merlin, and then Flora was a bit irritating, but obviously there to appeal to, I guess, girls or younger.
That's what I wrote down.
I don't really know what she's
That's
there
what
to
I
appeal
wrote,
for,
because that's the
feels
only
like
thing.
it is that.
She doesn't really fit the team, if that makes sense. She feels a bit forced.
No.
What hurt?
Although I do appreciate they're not like build up of random stereotypes. Like
That's true.
they all kind of serve this.
There wasn't a jolly fat man, and there wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of
There
thing.
wasn't a dumb one. There wasn't a
No, I think Herc.
attractive one.
Herc should have right. So the moment he takes off, because what happens? Gillian promises to pay him, like,
Yes.
and when he hangs out the window of the spaceship, because they have windows, and says, "Oh, I've got your payment ready," and Herc goes in, and there's this huge pile of gold. It's ridiculous, and he's like, "Wow, yeah, that's great." And then they take off and escape, and Gillian has used alchemy and turned lead into gold. So it's just a massive pile of lead, and it won't last very long. So Herc sees it turns back into lead. Now, at that point, I would say, right, well, you haven't paid. I'm going to take you back and leave you there.
Yeah.
Get off my ship. I'm not going to... No, I'm sticking with you till I get paid. This is just going to get worse. It's not going to get any better for you.
I feel like it would have been an interesting... it would have been way more interesting if he had been... like one of those characters that needs redeeming, like is a bit of a like a bounty hunter, like say the whole Mandalorian thing, where he would have been like, it just pulls out a gun on them, and just like, what are you trying to pull? And then it's just like,
a bit of depth,
and then like makes them like prisoners or something, which adds like the next episode or something.
Yeah. So, but you're asking for depth.
Writing.
You're asking for depth to a show that had none.
Yeah, zero depth.
Yeah. No matter. Sorry, J. Michael. You tried, but you couldn't save it. So
crossover. That's what I'm saying. Babylon 5
so the big
crossover.
stompy one.
Yeah.
So they're all racing to get off the planet, and then one of the Word Warriors is this big, and it is big. It can fit all of the other vehicles inside of it, but it walks and it's got laser turrets and everything. And the last, as the show comes to an end, they're all the vehicles jump on board, and it has to race to get onto the thing. So, and it's got laser and it's shooting and it's stamping on the monsters and everything. You don't need the other cars. Just drive the huge, unstoppable, laser shooting, stampy walking machine that was probably supposed to be a rip-off of AT-AT. And I guarantee, I've never seen it, but I guarantee I had a toy when I was young that looked exactly like that thing, but it was GoBots or something like that. It was a Transformer rip-off, and it wasn't anything major, but it had 4 legs, and you could fold the legs down, and you could open up the back, and it would turn into a little base. I'm almost certain that if I go and find it, it will look a lot like that one. I'm fairly certain there was some plagiarism in the toy industry going on there.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot. Well, there's always a lot of that. The plants, the
monster mines.
The monster mines.
Again,
the whole concept of the fact that they could switch things over really reminded me of. Do you remember the toys in the 90s called like the Zergs or the Zorgs or the
Zoids?
Or the Zoids, that's it.
Oh, that was 80s.
Was it?
Yeah, I used to collect Zoids. I was obsessed with Zoids for a while.
They were definitely in the 90s as well.
Oh yeah. They've reinvented themselves a couple of times, but Zoids were kick-ass.
Zoids are kick-ass, and I that kind of reminded me of them a bit, and but far less successful. I think they were the pinnacle of they were the pinnacle of taking bits off of things and putting them onto others, and didn't they?
Not mentioning Lego, but
well, I mean,
they were cool because they came in kits, and they were like you had to build them, and they had little motors, and you could wind them up, but you had to build the legs and the body around them, and you could get I had a massive gorilla one who was one of the bosses, and he had this gun on his shoulder that was probably like 8 inches long, and it was cool. And he had little ones on wheels and flappy ones and ones that kind of slithered. It was great. I really liked those. I want to watch.
Did they ever make a Zoids cartoon?
Yeah, I never saw it. I had an American friend when I was just started secondary school, and he had some Zoids comics, and they were fantastic. I loved them, but I don't know if they were actually called Zoids.
I remember that,
and I've never seen them again. I've never found them. I haven't looked very hard, but I think I might do.
It looks like there's a couple of different ones. There's one called Zoids New Century. It's very anime.
Yeah, well, they redid it. I know they redid it. They rebooted it at some point in the millennium.
Yeah. 1999. Zoids franchise logo in 1999 present. That's Zoids the redo. Released in 1982. Mechabonica was technically not a Zoids line. I'm getting confused now.
Mechabonica.
The Mechabonica was the predecessor to Zoids.
Right. Which means it was probably a Japanese thing and then brought to the West and renamed, yep.
Well, original American release, Tommy sold the Mechabonica line in the United States and Europe in late 1982 under the name Zoids. The Japanese one was in 1983. From the success, they reintroduced Zoids into Japan. Called Zoids.
Oh,
European,
really?
Yeah. So basically, the Mechabonica failed, and then it got reintroduced the Zoids after it was successful. Oh no, it said it was very successful, but quickly dropped. Anyway, yes, Zoids.
I'm gonna have to go look up Zoids. I want a Zoid. If you want to buy me a Christmas present,
you could 3D print a Zoid.
I could print a. Anyway,
Henry will post Instagram pictures of his Zoids.
But
go follow.
As cool as Zoids were, that was another toy line that they had no storyline beyond, or a minimal storyline beyond good guys, bad guys fight.
Yes. We can't do Zoids on the show.
There was no crappy.
Zoids Chaotic Century aired from 1999 to 2000.
No, you'll have to watch it yourselves, people. I am going to go find that though.
Yeah. It looks very Pokemon style anime.
So
probably riding success. Anyway,
there was one
Jayce.
moment in this. Getting back to what Jason the Word Warrior, there was one moment in the show that was so ridiculous that it made me stop, do the whole what, and then laugh out loud. Any ideas?
I don't know, but I wrote down in my notes a part near the end that says those plants are a mini skirt away from a Japanese sex cartoon.
Yes. Yeah, there was some tentacleness going on there.
Yes. I can't, off the top of my head, remember.
No.
There was.
Do you want me to just tell you?
part that. Yeah, go for it.
So there's.
Was it not the bit where lies? Is it?
No.
Okay.
As they're trying to escape, Jayce gets into the turret, and he's zapping. He's zapping some things, and after like 3 shots, the turret gets shot, and he jumps out, and he starts to fall, and he's going to fall to his doom, and he's like, ah! And Gillian's like, the ring, Jayce, the ring. Use the force. Look, the ring, Jayce. And as he's falling, this blue light goes around him. He basically turns into a playing card, which confused. That was the what? And then this rectangular flat thing then starts flying around, slicing the monster mind's tentacles. Well, not tentacles, but the vines and everything. What?
The process of my mind of watching that scene, I was like, "Oh, nice! They got guns in. This could actually be cool." And then he turns into a playing card.
Well, he started doing some shit, and I wrote really quickly, mystical shit. Why is he a playing card?
Yeah,
this makes no sense.
I thought it was going to turn him into like one of the Weird Warrior things, and he'd have like a plane one. Or
he was going to float down, or it was going to teleport, but no. Turned him into a playing card. So did Jayce make the ring do that? Yeah. Did Jayce make it do that? Was it Gillian? Was it just? We're not going to talk about that later. Do you think they sat around in the ship like a couple of days later? So Gillian, what the hell was that?
Oh god, he's Gambit now.
He wishes. Gambit,
yeah.
Gambit was cool.
Sometimes he wasn't.
Sometimes he was a bit cringy. So we talked about the movie.
Oh right, I was reading the rest of my notes briefly, but there was when Herc saw all the gold, he was kissing the gold bars when it turned back to lead, and I said, "Damn, he keeps kissing that. He's gonna get sick."
Lead poisoning explains the stupidity.
Yeah.
Usually takes a bit longer.
He's got cancer.
Right, so there's in my probing around the internet for Jayce and the Wood Warriors, I couldn't find any video games. If there are out there, prove me wrong. Please let me know. I couldn't find any video games.
Like I saw one.
There was no board game. I couldn't find much merchandise at all. But I did find a website called wheelies.net, which if you go to it is incredibly 80s, 90s. Looks like it hasn't updated in many years, but it's obviously fan made. And in there, you have to dig around a bit. There's actually an email exchange between the site owner and J. Michael Straczynski. So she emailed him to tell him something or whatever. I think she met him once. And he wrote back, and they have this great conversation about where he talks about the storyline, and he talks about some of the things he tried to do with it, and he talks about the endings that he proposed or he was trying to work towards. So if you want to go check it out, wheelies.net, go have a look. Go have a look for some old style but still cool website design. There's loads of information on there about about her interactions with J. Michael Straczynski, because they had this long correspondence. You're looking it up now, aren't you?
Yep. So she's wow. So she's a big fan.
Huge fan.
Maybe it's not a bad idea if we email her and ask her if she wants to send in a voice message about why she likes this.
Good
so
idea.
much.
I'll let you do that.
I feel like we should do this more as well, especially after we got the guy who interviewed Casey Kasem.
Yes. So you're going to do that.
Okay, sure.
So we spoke about the theme tune. If you go onto YouTube and type in Wheeled Warriors theme or Jason the Wheeled Warriors 8-bit,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you will get an 8-bit version of the theme song, which is better than the actual theme song. It's really quite good.
I'll be honest with that afterwards because I quite like 8-bit.
I recommend it. Go
Yeah.
check. Go check that out.
I'm a big fan.
There were, I don't know if you remember if this was still a thing when you were getting toys. In all of the World Warriors packs, you get a little comic, and it was literally, it was like 3 inches tall or something. It was tiny little comic, and it would probably be like 3 or 4 pages, and it'd be a very brief little story about them fighting. When they were making the toys before the cartridge came out, it was just generic people in cars.
Getting a knock on the door. Hang on, I'm doing a podcast. It's fine. Oh, are we? Sick. Can you like video it at all? Awesome. Okay. Sorry, I just got upset that we're playing on radio. I didn't want to interrupt you. Yeah.
All right.
It's fine.
You can edit this out, right? What was you saying? All right.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. These 3-inch comics you could get, and it was really generic stuff, but they came in things. There was an uncredited, unfinished comic planned based on the series. It was actually, no, it's a lie. It was published in a French comic called Pif Gadget, number 922. It was a 13-page adventure which ended on a cliffhanger, as they never carried on with it. It had characters created specifically for the comic that were never mentioned in the TV show. There was a white-haired young sorceress called Algora, who was an ally of Sorbos, the bad guy. But that's it. As for extended media, there is nothing else. And to be honest, there's not a great deal of trivia about it because it was so short-lived. And there's no canon, there's no extended lore. There's not a lot to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't surprise me, given that how, like you say, how short-lived it was, but how I don't suppose it made a lot of money.
I think they were just trying to recoup costs.
Yeah, I think so, because if they lost a lot of money on the actual
toy line,
toys, thank you. Then that seems like the only sort of course of action if they'd already started making the cartoon. Then just why they didn't try and pull like a Battle of the Planets and like mash it all into one movie.
There you go. There might be a project there for someone. Go through Jayce and the World Warriors and put together a coherent, like, make it better, but just use what's out there already.
Yes.
So,
but like this website that I'm looking at, wheelies.net.
Wheelies.net.
It seems like there could be a big cult following.
Well, that's what I thought when I read it. I was like, this seems like there's a big thing out there, but I couldn't find anything else. But if we're wrong, and you are a Jayce and the World Warriors super fan or just a fan, please let us know, because I would like to know why you like it, because it feels really throwaway to me. I mean, we only watched one episode. We didn't watch all of it. Perhaps it gets really good towards the end, but it feels really throwaway. It feels really forced, and it was just like, yeah, we'll do this. We're just going to sell some toys. It doesn't feel like there was a lot of effort put into it.
To be fair, I didn't dislike it. It was enjoyable to watch. In all honesty, like we've watched some utter tripe, but it wasn't the worst we've watched, and you know, I could sit through another episode to it because it had a compelling reason to watch it again. I guess in a similar sense to how when we get to Dungeons and Dragons, like I know some of Dungeons and Dragons TV show, the actual story in it. And I reckon that it's a similar thing. It's like it's compelling because there is a reason to watch the next episode. There kind of is in this one as well because they're on a journey. It's not just like a standalone thing.
I didn't dislike Jayce and the World Warriors but
I disliked Jayce. That was it.
I didn't dislike the show, but I didn't like it. I didn't care enough. I tried because I watched this a few days ago, and I tried watching it again today just to refresh my memory before we recorded, and I didn't make it all the way through the episode because I started doing other things. I was like, making some notes or stuff because it just didn't hold my interest, and I'm not going to watch another one because I don't care. I don't. They're not. It's not compelling enough. It's fine what it is. It is too obviously what it is.
So the thing is, I'm more interested in the other stuff about it. I'm more interested in the other stuff apart from the Wheeled Warriors part, the Lightning Squadron thing. That bit is the least.
The Lightning League.
Part
that Lightning League is a better name than Wheeled Warriors.
Yeah, it is.
But they'd already. Well, no, they hadn't already named because it's part of the toy name, the Lightning League to the rescue, to the tagline to those. Why didn't you just call it Lightning League and the Monster Mines, or
maybe that was part of why it wasn't successful?
Bad packaging.
Yes.
So,
bad planning.
Would you recommend this show to someone? If someone's crossing around looking for something to watch, would you recommend it to them?
If they wore really tight leather trousers, a vest and no shirt underneath, had really long hair and hairspray and makeup that was like silver, and wore like these gloves with like studs on them, then yes.
I used to have a pair of
I would.
those. So you're not recommending the show, you're recommending the theme tune.
Yeah, well, the theme tune is as 80s as the actual show, I feel. But I feel like someone from the 80s would probably really enjoy it. Who like actually lived through the 80s.
I did, and I don't think I would have watched this.
Yeah, but you're a grumpy old man.
But you've got Transformers out there.
That's very true. There are better shows out there.
Yeah, there's just better stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So would you recommend this? I'm pressing you for an answer.
What, for like someone who has a kid? Probably not.
No, there's other stuff. You're right. Again,
Yeah.
it's throwaway.
If it was a movie, then yeah, maybe.
If
like
someone,
if it was a movie with a whole plot.
If I went around someone's house and they had one of the Wheeled Warrior toys, I'd be like, "Oh my god, that's one of the Jason the Wheeled Warrior's toys," and they'd go, "The what now?"
Yeah.
You have to watch this. Perhaps that's it. Perhaps if you had the toys, perhaps you were invested in it already. Perhaps this is what kids were waiting for. I've got these Wheeled Warrior toys.
Maybe.
Yeah, this is what I was waiting for.
But to be fair, like, how would they know? Because it's Jason the Wheeled Warriors, and I own a lightning.
Yeah, and I've got a Lightning League car, crappy vehicle.
Yeah. Second edition Lightning League, Jason the Wheeled Warriors. All of your previous ones are obsolete. Buy more now. $29.99, batteries not included.
So, to carry on a theme I started the other week, if the main character from this show, Jayce, had to fight, or it'd be in a contest with the main character from the last show we watched.
Wait, what did we watch last? Henry's Cat.
Henry's Cat. And I'm not saying it's a straight up fight, but a competition of some sort, maybe a struggle, you name it. Who would win? Jayce?
Henry's Cat.
And Henry's Cat. Yeah, that's what
Henry's Cat.
I think Henry's Cat would just manipulate the situation. He's so lazy that he would figure out a way to avoid doing anything and just get Jayce to, I don't know, turn himself into a playing
Henry's
card.
Cat all the way. Jayce is whine and whine.
There you go. Perhaps we should do a combat league on the Instagram. Who would win a fight between this one and this one?
Herc said they didn't have a mustache, did he?
He did not. There were no.
But Jace's dad did, didn't he?
Yes, he did. There you go. Mustache count.
Mustache count.
There's another
There's
one. Oh wow. I feel like I should give them bonus points now for having a mustache. Hang on, I'm going to change my final score a little bit just for the mustache.
Mustache points.
Yeah. All right, so go on then. Tell me rate this for me.
Final score.
Yeah.
I am going to give
out of
this
10.
This wonderful relic of the 80s, this zeitgeist, if you will, of a bygone era. I'll give it a 6 out of 10 80s.
Well, I'm
Yeah, man.
impressed.
Yeah, I like I say, I didn't hate it. It wasn't the worst show we've watched, but it's just slightly better than average. You know,
See,
I'd be intrigued by the concept if it came onto TV and I hadn't seen it.
I gave it. Yeah, but that's it. The concept is fine, but the vehicles are boring.
Oh yeah,
They would have to
Yeah.
redo the vehicles. They would have to redo the characters, and then you've arguably got another show.
I feel like there might be more interesting adventures as well in other episodes, rather than
Probably.
the first one.
Probably we are judging it entirely on the very first episode, which
Mm-hmm.
traditionally is not usually the strongest one. But
We should start watching more than one episode. For things.
maybe, maybe. I originally gave it a 3.5 because it's not bad, but it's not anything really.
It's a little low.
Yeah. It's,
What do we give
it's,
Word?
it's not interesting. I gave them an extra 0.3 of a point, third of a point for the mustache.
You're gonna put 0.2.
So that level, yeah. So that they gave him. So my rating for Jason the Wood Warriors is 3.8. There is
What about an extra point for Straczynski?
no. See, he's one of the reasons it's got a 3. It's got a 3.5 in the first place.
It's just disappointing.
Yeah, if there's better stuff out there. Just you don't. It's unless you are invested in the toys or you had one as a child and this brings back memories. There's no reason to watch this. There's way better stuff out there, and I think apart from Words of Gummidge, I would rather watch anything else that we've already watched.
Don't know. I'd be more. I'd enjoy watching this more than probably Terrorhawks, if I'm honest.
Terrorhawks was
And Battle of the Planets.
Terrorhawks was funny. It was so bad it was funny.
There were so many horrible parts of Terrorhawks. There were some good parts and some generally weird
But
parts.
that's it. There were memorable parts, whereas this is just it's beige.
It is. Yeah,
It's
it
the
is
beige. It's plain. It's the plain white bread of cartoons. So
Yes.
combining our two scores and averaging them out, that gives Jason the World Warriors a grand total of 4.9,
That's about right, I think.
which puts them
Painfully average.
painfully average. Well, that puts them higher than Henry's Cat, which surprises me.
Yeah. I'd rather watch this than Henry's Cat.
But not as high as DuckTales.
Ugh. Ooh. Don't know if I'd rather watch this.
I'd rather watch DuckTales. Well, there you go. If you, as I said before, if you're a fan of Jason the World Warriors, get in touch with us. I'm genuinely interested. What is it that you enjoy or did enjoy about it back in the day? Would like some stories.
Send a voice message. We'll put you in the next episode.
We will put you in the next episode, just like Pedro last week. Yeah. Thank you, Pedro. We still love you. Dude. You can email us if you want to write to us. You can email us at serialviewing@gmail.com. You can contact us through our Instagram account. You can contact us on Twitter. You can go to our website. There is a contact form on our website. So there are many, many ways to write to us. And as Jeremy said, you can leave us a voicemail. There is a button on our website. You can click that and you can leave it up to 2 minutes of a voicemail. And that will come direct to us. And we will play it on our next episode.
Also comment on the YouTube video.
Oh, and then, yeah, like, comment, subscribe. If you are an Instagram follower, I know they're out there.
That's not the word I thought you were going to use then.
We've got quite a few. I'm going to ask a favour. When you like our posts, can you save them as well? There's a little flag symbol just on the bottom right-hand corner. If you click that, it will save it to a collection on your thing. You never have to look at it again, but it really increases our reach so we can get out to new people.
Does it?
Yes, it increases. The algorithm is based on likes, comments, and saves apparently have a huge impact on it. Oh, yes, I found that out the other day.
I have no idea.
I have a confession to make before we do say goodbye. I can't actually remember. I had it written down. What we're doing next time.
Oh,
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I remember. I apologise. It's just come back to me.
I think it was British.
No, it's not British.
Oh, I know what we're doing.
What do you think we're doing?
No, because if I get it wrong, then it's really bad.
Next week,
But
no.
I think it begins with a U.
For our next episode, we are watching the classic Wacky Races.
Oh, okay. No, it's not that one.
Wacky
Good
Races
thing I
with
didn't say.
Dastardly and Muttley and Penelope Pitstop and whoever, Roger Ramjet and all the others.
Yes.
The Gorilla Gang.
The very iconic Wacky Races.
Oh, I enjoyed, back in the day, I enjoyed Wacky Races. That was one of my favourites. So
I'm
join
quite
us.
excited to watch it.
It's cool. I'm not gonna. We'll go talk about it. We'll talk about it next week. So
It's from the 60s, isn't it?
yes, it's old.
Yes. It will be the earliest show we've done.
It will indeed. Well, that's it for this week. Thank you very much. Wacky Races next week. Go find the earliest episode that you can. It's probably the one that we're going to watch, but they're pretty much, it's the same theme for all of them, so you won't miss much if you don't watch the same one as us. Drop into our social media, and we're excited for Wacky Races. Thank you very much for joining us.
Probably don't watch Jason the Weird Warriors, but see if you can find some of the toys.
Yes, well, I've got some pictures of the toys. I will be posting them up on our Instagram feed at some point. The weekend following the release of this episode, so next weekend, all the show notes and the playing card and the YouTube video all come up. So you can find those. You can find those directly through the website or go to YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah. So, thank you very much, and we will see you on the next episode. Bye.
We Warriors.
Just keep on turning, don't stop rolling. The fire's on. We're warriors. Metal drums burning, our wheels moving. We're warriors. Come take a chance, keep on turning, don't stop rolling. The fire's on. Metal drums burning, our wheels moving. We're warriors.
We're done. You just have to sit there in silence and watch me dance. It's great.
Yeah.
He can't hear
Louder
it.
than I think.
You can hear
Oh,
it.
yeah, no, I can't hear the actual theme song.
He can't hear the music. So whenever I'm dancing and I'm doing all this and all that, he has no. I'm just. It's like when they record movies and TV shows. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
that theme tune, man. They really went
It is
for it.
the 80th thing I've ever seen. Like, you go back and you watch old movies from the 80s and you're like, oh, this is so 80s, but it doesn't prepare you for this. Like, this is literally the 80th thing I've ever seen.
I was. Now that we're in the after show, and this is just for this intimate little gathering here. World Warriors was shit.
I didn't find it that bad.
It was so boring and bland and generic, and I liked Oon, but and it depresses me that I probably should have said this in the show. The best thing, one of the best, most distinct characters was Flora, and I hated her.
I forgot to mention, but I wrote Sawboss more like Sawbutts.
Why Sawbus? Why is he called Sawbus?
I genuinely, it's a form of like passive aggressive protest. Definitely called a Sawbus. You know,
I
I
mean,
will wear the ashes of our fallen. That's my name.
why is Sawbus not a car?
Sawboss. I don't know. I was looking up, and he's not even a car in the.
No,
the
he's nothing.
Wikipedia.
So, what's the? Anyway,
I'm going to send an
Oh!
email to Cindy at Wheelie's still now.
do it. And I meant to say, we didn't talk about the end credits.
What
Do you-
was it was different, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, all I wrote for
Yes.
all I wrote, my very last note is bad end credits are bad. It's not good.
Yeah.
And I forgot to mention the space lightning.
Space lightning.
Yeah, that's a thing. Space lightning. It's one of the last when they're flying through space. There's lightning going on in space, And Jayce says, "Oh, just like the space lightning, we're unstoppable." That's not a thing, is it? Space lightning. Right, we need to rate. We need to rate this show, so I never have to think about it again.
It might be.
Probably. I'm just being facetious.
Space lightning. I feel like in Nebula have something like space lightning.
Yeah, but they weren't in a nebula.
Sprite.
They were in deep, deep, dark space.
No, it wouldn't be an open.
No, open space. I want an Oon show. Just Oon.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I had the same reaction. I thought I was going to hate Oon, but then I was like, yeah, he's all right.
Yeah.
He's actually the best character.
And he was... I don't know. I'll have to think about that, because I don't know what it was that... He wasn't cloying, he wasn't schmaltzy, he wasn't... I mean, yeah, when he fell down the hill and fell apart, it wasn't played for laughs, like, oh, I've fallen, save me, Jayce. Oh. It was just, put me back together and I'll tell you what happened.
Yeah.
Right, so back of the box cards, our trading cards, YouTubers.
Yes.
If you're watching this, then you know what we're talking about. Go to the back of the box section on our website and have a look. Rate that theme tune.
Rate the theme tune.
Rate the theme tune out of 50.
Like, for how good it sounds, or for how well it fits.
See, it's your own criteria. Or just how much you enjoyed it. Yay! That's the first time I punched my microphone.
Oh, I did it earlier. Yeah. Wow. That theme tune. Stick Ozzy Osbourne in there.
Ozzy Osbourne singing this, that would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be. I can actually hear that.
Proper 70s Aussie, no, not old man Aussie.
With proper put Randy Rhoads on it.
I was listening to the Sabbath Bloody Sabbath album the other day.
Oh really?
It's how it stands up. It's so good.
Yeah. I mean, like, early Sabbath is the best. Anyway, we're getting distracted.
My dad was
my
dad was more of he was a Beatles fan, and he had some like soft rock, like Joan Armour Trading and real soft, mellow stuff. And then I remember going through his vinyls once and finding the Sabbath Bloody Sabbath album with that cover and everything. Like, what the hell is this? Oh my god, my dad was cool once.
Yes.
Anyway,
well,
so we're rating the theme tune.
Yep. The theme tune for this,
yes.
I will give it. Ooh, it's just so good. But in like a way that like sizzles. I don't know how to.
I think we're going to go very different directions with this one.
It's on fire. I'm gonna give it so Trapdoor is pretty 80s as well, but in a different way, in a very different way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 39.
39.
Yeah, I'm gonna rate it. Actually, no, I'm gonna give it even higher. 42. I'm gonna It's just
42.
It's just something.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, it's not good, but it is good. You know,
it's so bad it's good. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah. It's like Exactly.
I went the other way.
Like, no.
It's two 80s.
Fair enough.
It's two 80s, and it doesn't. It's completely out of place on this cartoon or any cartoon. I feel that they were trying to copy the Transformers movie a little bit, not the TV show, because that's a very iconic theme song. Yeah, but yeah, I think they just went too far. So it got bonus points for being really kitsch and 80s and making me smell hairspray every time I heard it. So I just gave it a 15.
I still who did you said who was the guy who sang it?
Haim Saban and Shuki Levy wrote it.
When he says Weird Warriors, it sounds like Dio to me.
It's definitely not Dio.
No.
Not Ronnie James. No. Did you learn anything from this episode?
No.
No, me neither. I got a 7.
I kind of want to go even lower.
Because I learned that I Oon defied my expectations, and I learnt to like a character I didn't think I was going to. So I got a 7.
I don't know if I'm ready to go for the full Big Zero.
Ooh, that's
But yeah, I feel like there's worse shows that deserve that.
yeah. But we've talked about this before. You can't rate it based on what we might see. You've got to rate it on right
I
now.
am going to go 0. And the reason I'm going to go 0 is because in the category, it's literally made to sell toys. That's the only reason. So if anything, it should get negative points for learning. Because it was not
This is
made...
there was a point in the 80s, and this is going to come up more and more as we watch this kind of era. There was a point in the late 80s, early 90s, I think it was, where the US government required
I think it was early 90s.
an educational element to cartoons, which is why when we got Brave Star, we got to the end, we got a little 3-minute section on friendship and tolerance and that kind of stuff like that. The characters talking to the camera. This was obviously before that. So congratulations, Jason the Word Warrior. You have this is the lowest score we've ever given in any category for any show.
I don't think it could get any lower, because when you're literally, the whole point of the show is to sell something, but like you don't even make a good show to sell it, and it doesn't even sell the product because you've already discontinued the product.
Which it wasn't a good product.
So low.
if it failed that early, then it wasn't a good product, and the cartoon was never going to save it.
If anything, it taught lying.
He's such a liar. I really didn't like his character.
Gillian.
Yeah.
It was a bit of an irritating voice. Is
Yeah.
massively
I don't know what it was.
He
He rubbed me up the wrong way. He wound me up. I didn't like.
Yeah, a little creepy.
Yeah. Come, Jayce, get into this vehicle with me. It's a white
You are
van.
the what?
It's a white van, Gillian. Yeah, get in the back.
Yeah. It is a white van.
So weirdness.
Right.
How would you rate this for weirdness? Because it's not like Terrorhawk's weird or Wurzel Gummidge weird.
Not weird, I don't think. I think it's
Some dubious
just very
choices made.
indicative- Yeah, it's very indicative of the 80s. That's the thing. And it's just, if you say a specific thing is weird because of the era it's in, that's not weird, that's just dated.
Yeah, you're rating the era then, you're not rating.
Yeah. And the 80s were weird, but it's a little unfair. Yeah, I think for weirdness, I don't... I feel like I've spent my harsh points on this already.
You don't feel you don't want to be anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna get 18 for weird.
18. I had to happen eventually. I was wondering when.
Playing card 25.
Bag 25.
Yes.
I gave it. I originally, as I usually do these things like this, I gave it 10 because the concept, the idea is a little weird, and then
the fact that she's from a plant is also really weird.
yeah, and then the mixing the magic in was a bit weird, so that gave it up to 15. It was obviously just we need to get from this part of the story to that part of the story. Magic, use the ring. And then because of the playing card, it got an extra 5 points, so that's a 20 for me. So 45. That's respectable.
Painfully average. With
Impact.
I
And
would
as I
agree
say
with
every week,
myself.
this is open to interpretation, so you can take it as impact on popular culture, its longevity, how awesome you think it was, but you've got to justify it.
If you go back and look at it now, it is of the era of the 80s. Like I've said it already. It is the 80s. So the fact that if you look back on it, it gives you a real feel for the way popular culture was, I guess, or like the kind of style that it was. The themes inside of it are very, very much.
I suppose because we keep going back to that theme tune, but I think it's worth it. By creating a theme tune like that, they were pitching it at a certain demographic, a certain person. So they're looking for the young male who likes wailing guitars and like, oh, this is so awesome, it's epic. So yeah,
So I reckon. Well, okay, I can't give it a 0 because there is a website called wheelies.net. So,
that's the first time I've looked for a fan site though. I mean, other shows probably. I mean, we know Battle of the Planets
Henry's
has.
Cat had Battle of the Planets and Henry.
That didn't count because that was the artist's website. That was the actual.
Right. Okay. I feel then. Well, obviously, it didn't have a massive impact through the toys, let alone the show. Didn't help sales for that. So I feel like I'll give it a 15.
15. I think that's completely fair. I
that
gave
was a
it.
little fun.
I gave it an 11.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine almost for nostalgia. I mean, it's had zero cultural impact.
Yeah.
The average person is not going to hear it. Doesn't know what this is. I can imagine it's got some nostalgia points behind it because if you had some of these toys, you'll have watched the show. You'll remember it as this thing from your childhood. But no one's remaking this. No one's. Nobody cares. So it got an 11.
No, it's never going to happen again. I don't think.
No, I mean, I'd be like, prove me wrong. Somebody do it in my. But yeah. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, do it. Make it a movie. Make it live action.
Yes. Can we have Jason Statham in it, please? Can he be Jayce? No, he's too old to be Jayce. Tom Holland.
Tom Holland as Jayce.
Tom Holland as Jayce.
Oh no, who's the guy who played the second Spider-Man? Andrew Garfield.
Yes. Although he's getting that was some time ago. He's getting a bit older. So there we go. We're going to cast this right now. Perhaps that's the thing we should do every week. So, him, whatever his name was, as Jayce.
Well, Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield. Jack Black.
Or Robert Pattinson.
Jack Black voicing Oon.
Yeah.
Oh no! What am I saying? It's got to be
Oh my God.
Wash.
Wash. Yeah. And Alan
Tudyk.
Yeah.
As Oon.
Okay, yeah, he can do that voice.
I don't care about Gillian. Gillian can be fired out of an airlock.
No, we got to do it. We got to do it. Just
So,
for the references.
old Michael Gambon.
Oh, Michael Gambon. Yes.
So Michael Gambon is Gillian. All right, we'll have Statham as Herc Storm Sailor,
Yes.
but proper East London. Get in the fucking ship. Oh, and then we've got Flora. Who's going to play Flora?
We know who you hate. Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh God! I apologise if you're a fan, but I cannot stand that girl. Yep. Okay, I'll go with that. She would, because she's annoying enough that would work. Okay, so who's going to play Sawboss?
I would say if he was still alive, Alan Rickman.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say Doug Jones.
Ian McShane.
Yes. Excellent.
Yeah. Yes.
Right, there we go. We've just recast it.
The random voices of the creatures, whatever they're called, the plant dudes.
The Monster Mines. It's a terrible.
Yeah.
Why? Why are they called Monster Mines?
I don't know. Bad.
This was a Friday afternoon when they came up with all this, wasn't it? Yeah, come on, I'm going to get on the pub. Let's go Monster. Fuck it, who cares?
Yeah, they worked on it on a Friday afternoon and then the Monday morning after.
Yeah. So there we go.
Wednesday, Performers.
Not great scores for Jayce and the Word Warriors. 57 for the theme theme music, 7 for the education, 45 for weirdness, and a 26 for impact.
Wow.
And
So
I thought last times I thought the scores for Henry's Cats were quite low, but this has buried it.
Weirdness again?
Hmm?
How much was weirdness?
What for this one? 45.
They're all at least 1 point lower than Battle of the Planets.
Battle of Planets, weirdness was 46.
Yep.
Impact was 44,
Yep.
which is way higher. Yeah, see, look,
It's 23.
Henry's Cat. So let's go for Henry's Cat. It was 40, 22, 28, 26. So at
Right.
least that's consistent. Whereas this is,
Yeah.
well, it's lost. It's got a 7 point for 7 points for education. So that was Jason the Wood Warriors, and we never have to watch it again. Although
I didn't even give it a 0 on Wurzel. I feel like I should have.
well,
I don't know. It's
yeah,
a little hard.
that's reflected in their ratings, their score.
Yeah. I feel like recently we become more consistent and agreeing more on the scores in the end.
Well, I'm trying to think about it a little differently because we were kind of sinking a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we were sort of, and then we weren't. Like some of them we weren't. Like DuckTales we didn't agree on.
I mean, it'll be interesting to one day we'll end up with a show that we proper disagree on,
Yes.
and I'm looking forward to that.
Transformer.
See, I like Transformers.
Good.
As I was saying, that we never need to watch Jason the Wood Warriors, although I do have to keep looking at his stupid face because I have to put together all of the Instagram media.
I didn't mention it as well with the educational. Like, he's a brat.
Oh, he's
He's
awful.
Where's my
dad? Where's my
Yeah.
dad? I've got a ring. I'm your leader now.
Yeah. It's like, why is he the leader? Seriously, like, Oon the leader. Yeah.
Oon for president.
Yeah.
He's a knight, man. He's got armor and a magic lance. That's what I tell the girls as well. They've got a magic lance.
Magic lens.
So next time we are watching Wacky Races. Now there is something. I mean, I'll go into this more depth when we actually do the show. But Wacky Races is a fantastic concept, and there's something that you could do something like that as almost like event TV today.
Okay. I have zero actual concept of wacky races. Like I know obviously it is a car. Like there's cars, there's driving in it.
Every
But, like,
episode,
that's it.
every episode is a race.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
I
it.
kind of figured that.
That is it.
But I just don't. Yeah. I have no idea, and I really don't want to look it up.
No, don't spoil it for yourself.
I'm not.
All right, people.
Wait.
Thank you for joining us for the after show and listening to us drive along. We apparently missed quite a lot from the actual show, so you lucked out and got to hear some opinions at the end of the show. I have to say it's contractual. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Any interaction you can with us, it all helps. Pop over to Instagram, chuck us some stuff on there. We love you long time. We will see you next time for Wacky Races. Bye. Anything you want to say?
Yeah.
No. Peace.
Yeah.